Currently, the world is being challenged with a disease called coronavirus. This virus was first discovered in Wuhan in December 2019. In Indonesia, this virus was first discovered in Depok in March. The pressure of coronavirus also impact on people's economies. This is because the implementation of stay-at-home rules by the government. Well, before we discuss about impact of coronavirus on people's economy, let's first we discuss about what is coronavirus. What is coronavirus? Coronavirus is a virus that attacks the respiratory system of the human body. This virus was first discovered in Wuhan in December 2019. This virus is suspected to have started from a tip of bath salt at the Wuhan traditional market. This virus is transmitted from human to another human. How can the coronavirus spread? First part of infected person. Touch an infective object. Keep a distance from the sufferer. How are the symptoms of coronavirus? Symptoms of the coronavirus appear a few days after exposure to the virus, and people who are exposed can spread the virus even though symptoms have not yet appeared. Respiratory disorder, high fever, cough and cold. Coronavirus vaccine has not yet been found. Doctors give medicine only to relieve symptoms.
Then, what are the impacts caused by COVID-19? The COVID-19 pandemic that struck almost all countries in the world, including Indonesia, and had a negative impact that might be felt by most people, ranging from economic aspect, social, health, until activities in daily life. Since the beginning of March 2020, the government has issued various policies, starting from limiting social relation or social distancing, dismiss school and replace them by doing distance learning at home, appeal to work from home, and asking everyone to stay at home. However, after the application of the work from home was implemented as an effort to prevent the spread of the COVID-19, online transportation companies Grab and Gojek experienced a decrease in the number of active users every day. This causes the online motorcycle taxi drivers to earn less than usual because of lack of passengers. They also have to spend money to buy gasoline and internet quota for access to reservation, so that sometimes the income they earn is not enough to finance the needs of their families at home.
In the midst of an outbreak, this is happening in Indonesia, a lot of impact of the Indonesian people, especially for lower class people such as street vendors and farmers. Since some regions impose restriction of the movement of people, the crowd until there is quarantine. Many street vendors lose because buyers are very rare or not even there. Some traders are still looking for leg selling, even with the risk of being disciplined. That is because their lives are very dependent on daily income. So, in the midst of the outbreak of this virus, they must continue of struggle to make a living so that family members do not starve. Traders generally admit, with this outbreak, their income dropped dramatically to 50% from before. Before this outbreak came to Indonesia, their income was still relatively sufficient to meet their daily needs. An agrarian country that gives consequence to the government need for a strong and resilient agricultural sector. Therefore, one sector that support economic growth is the agricultural sector. As in new, the Ministry of Agriculture is dealing trade in vegetables, animals, and fruit to and from China and other countries to prevent coronavirus or COVID-19 or corona entry into Indonesia. During the transition from the emergency response stage to the stage of economy recovery, various problems were faced by farmers. First, due to restriction on social and physical distance caused them to have to stay at home, so that mobility and productivity decreases and impact on well-being. In other words, at the emergency response, state farmers who work in the agricultural sector with the characteristic of production are seasonal, unable to work outside the agricultural sector such as construction workers and workers in small and medium business and other real sector. Secondly, another result of the policy to limit the mobility and mobility of farmers and agricultural actors has caused the supply of agricultural product to decrease as a result of reduced demand. Some farmers were forced to sell to the surrounding community because of access to market location far from village and were afraid of greater losses. Farmers' crops can also be found to rot because collectors do not distribute to the market because there is not activity in the market. Finally, a number of farmers bear hug losses.
There are many impacts of COVID-19 on Indonesian economy, especially for the lower and middle class economy. But President Joko Widodo has announced some social assistance will be given to people who are affected by COVID-19. Among these is reducing electricity payment and also social assistance from government. The government hopes that the provision of social assistance can help the community's economy when lockdown or large-scale social restrictions are held. Every person in need is entitled to one assistance from some of these assistants. Every assistant has a different value, time, type, gift, and mechanism. Some social assistance provided by the government is 1. Family Hope
program or program Keluarga Harapan is a conditional social assistance program for poor families in an effort to accelerate poverty reduction. This program is given once every 3 months, but when pandemic COVID-19, this assistance is given every month. 2. Basic food card is food aid given to poor families every month, usually contains rice, eggs, and side dishes. 3. Basic food aid from the President is food assistance provided to the corona-affected community in the Jabodetabek area. 4. Assistance from the village is assistance provided by the village government to communities affected by COVID-19. 5. Social assistance from the President is assistance in the form of money given by the President to the people of Jabodetabek area. 6. Direct cash assistance from the Social Ministry is cash assistance given to the middle to lower classes society.
7. Social assistance from West Java Provincial Government APBD Prov. The social assistance to be provided by the West Java Provincial Government is in the form of cash and non-cash food worth 500,000 target households. The details are 150,000 in cash and 350,000 in the form of groceries. 8. Social assistance from the Regency or City of West Java. The provincial government of West Java is committed to provide financial assistance of 200 billion for each district or city in 2020. The number of beneficiaries to be assisted through the district or city government budget is 620,000 households. Finally, the 9-door assistance is a humanitarian movement for the distribution of food or packaged rice to those who are not KTP, KK, homeless, beggar, street children, etc.